Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and I thought, well, just for a change, we'll just check on these two Phalaenopsis orchids. Now, let's just have a look. Now, this one is amboinensis, and if you recall, these are the two that were on a flattish type of a mount, and they had, this one especially had a fantastic root system. And that leaf was damaged, of course, because I just dropped it down into the water to soak it one day, and it damaged the leaves. Anyway, there's that little inflorescence there. That's actually never progressed or done anything. Right, so now these dark roots here, they were the roots, and there's one here that it had before. I can't be for sure, but I don't think they had any growing tips. But as soon as I mounted it, it sent out this nice big root here, right going up the centre. Recently it sent out this one, and a short while ago it started to send out that one. Now if I turn it on its side here, right, you see, to all intents and purposes that root there was dead. But what I don't cut them, because they can branch. And can you see under there now? Let's have a look under the leaf here. That root there, where my thumb is, that's a new root. Now this one here is the old root. And what I tried to do, there's two of them, there's one the other side. And what I tried to do is get them to come up this piece of wood, because this was hanging over the other piece, the last amount, and it's done nothing, absolutely nothing. But look, there's a green growing tip now. So that's what I say, you see, sometimes they don't always do what you want them to do. See, there's another one here, and that hasn't done anything. And this is, I'll show you the other one in a second. Now, I have a feeling, but I'm not going to mess, that one of these might be that one. Let's travel down to there. Right, let's turn this way up. See, there's that other root there. Can you see? Let's have a look underneath. See? Now let's just gently twist it round. And that one so far is doing nothing. And you see? Sorry for wobbling. And that one isn't doing anything. But overall, bearing in mind, this we're coming to well, not this weekend, because we're going into nice warm weather this weekend, but we are coming into autumn. And I don't know, can you see just tucked down there? Look at that. Now, I don't know whether that's another flower inflorescence coming, or whether it might be a root. Anyway, so we have to be careful with these orchids. And this one being a species one, and Michael McCarthy in Florida said, oh, you know, they do like to be kept watered well. And this gets watered virtually every day. At the most I go every other day. And if I bring that one over there now, and bring you this other one, which has got a new leaf developing there, and this is a primary hybrid. Let's have a look, and it's Phalaenopsis Samera, and it's Bellina times the Violacea. I'm wobbling today, don't know why. Right, let's have a look there. Okay. You see that root there? That's a new root. See that root there? That's stalled. But look, it's coming back out again. So let's have a look here. See that root? There? That's stalled. And that's started to green up now. And I'm hopeful. See, these stalled as well. But I'm hopeful now. That's a new root there, you can see to the left. But I'm hoping now that, let's just lay this one down so we don't damage it. I'm hoping now that it's really settled down now. Oh yes, look at that. Can you see? Those new roots there. And this one, let's just gently bring around. This one here, now where are my fingers? This one here grew from there as soon as I put it on the mount. And I was a little bit worried because this is this part of the mount here, can you see? I thought was a little bit well, it just I thought it had started to decay, but honestly, it's as tough as old nails. This is, and there's no diseases on it or anything. That's just how it was when I put this orchid on it. But if you look at that root, you see, it may just have stalled, and then it will come back into life again. You see those in the middle of the screen, just a little bit towards that end. Let's have a look here. That may well come back, and you can see there now I've got another little green growing tip peeping through. So let's put that there now. I don't think I could have left it any longer when I remounted these, because there wasn't enough growing time, and you do need your orchids settled. They need to grow on, and if they need to accept the new mount, and I'm only coming to grips with that, because you know I used to think, oh well, after a month, 2 months, even 3 months, well, I'll show you. Just bear with me a minute. Now this one's a little bit more awkward for me to show you, because it's taken me all morning. Let's see, it won't stand up because right, maybe that's the best way I can do it. And see, there's the leaves. I don't think it's going to stand up. No, it won't stand up because the bottom's not flat. Okay. Now let's show you. This is a piece of wood. See? And I did once have a phalaenopsis in here. And this is Dendrobium. Come on now, focus. Is it focusing now, folks? Anyway, this is Dendrobium chrysotoxum. It's probably because I'm so near to it. There we go. And I checked this morning, I think, let me just check that label. It was potted in lava rock on the 3rd. Oh, sorry, March 19. Okay, so I looked at that this morning, and I thought to myself, there are no live roots. Can you see? There's some that are probably viable, but there's no actual growing tips. Can you see in there? See, there might be some viable ones because you can see where the white of the root is. So what I've done this morning, it's got this new growth here. And it's got this old growth. Can you see the concertina? And this new growth, if I left it up again now. Try and hold it with one hand. Can you see the concertina again? Now, I've wired this into this hollow of this piece of wood. And has it ever flowered? Let's have a look. Don't think it's ever flowered for me. But I've not covered that media up. I did, first of all, I put some sphagnum moss in it. And then I thought, well, that's no good because I don't want to have this Dendrobium without air to the roots, and I need these roots to start developing, because I would say we've only probably got a month now of actual growing, and we'll only have the month. Come on, let's have your focus. And we'll only have this month by virtue of going into this warmer spell. So I've found a place in the grow room, and it's hanging. It's near one of the shelves. It's hanging on one of the shelves, and it's near the window. But you see now, that was a little bit bent, so I brought that back in. And we'll just have to now see whether or not it'll accept this piece of wood. And if it does, I mean, I'll lightly spray them. I won't do that today, because you can see underneath. Look, can you see underneath? Look, there isn't one. And now some people might say, well, why haven't you cut them all off? Well, I'm reluctant to cut my roots. I see Yinzer sometimes. I think, oh God, he's got his scissors out. And he goes in there and he chops away. You know, you go to the barber and you get a crew cut. And I'm a bit reluctant to do that, because I'd rather see the new roots come before I discard the old roots. It's not a criticism, it's just the way I am. Give it every chance, that's what I say. Anyway, how long's this video? I'm not too sure. Oh, 13 minutes already, goodness gracious. Right, so that's Dendrobium chrysotoxum, and we'll see whether or not it responds on this mount. Well, I was going to finish the video, and then I thought, well, I'll just come into the grow room, and you'll see the RLC here, that Haesong Tian Mu, and I've got it in this big basket. And you remember I had it, so it was on one of those holders. But look, found, I don't know what it's like a pair of horns, and it's got enabling me to screw it to the wall. So I've put that here, and it's slightly tilted. Can you see? And we've got this area here, haven't we? I think I'm going to have those two new hooks there. Let's bring it a little bit lighter. And So in this area I've just brought the big Dendrobium gracilicoli. It isn't a highlight one, that isn't, so I just thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter then, if it's not a highlight one it will be alright over here. That's the M.E.s sunlight, and that's the one I always forget the name. It's not Sidera japonica, it's Phalaenopsis tetraspis, and that's the one that recently flowered. Now whether it will flower again, I have no idea. And let me just take you over here, because last night when I was putting this away, this is the Scaphoglotis. Now come on. Yeah, can you see that little flower? Like a pinprick it is, and that's on one of the other, well there's two Scaphoglotis on there. So the first one flowered, that was on the left side, and I noticed last night that it flowered. And the little root coming out on the Caribbean sunset. So that now means that orchid's fine. And which other one was I looking at? I think it's round here. Just hold on. Let's take you. Never know which way to take you round. And oh, look at the Hoya sending its lines out. So they all seem to be responding very nicely. Right, so let's go this way. Oh look, cup of coffee, half drunk. I'm going to put the Samera back. That's the Epicatleya. Oh, so what have I done here? You see, let's take you down a bit. Oh, that's too darn much. Right, and excuse the noise. You see, that's, I used to have these open type baskets all the way along, didn't I? There. But what I've done, can you see how I linked them? I said to Keith today, I need another package of those links. And I've linked them, you see, and they've come on this wall now, and the sun's just going over. But by linking them here, it's brought them down into this area now, here, and we've got terrific sunlight today. I'm also thinking of, let's just take you down a fraction now so I don't blind you. I'm also thinking of moving this humidifier, which I've just had to put on because the window's been wide open and I've been in and out and totally forgetting. We went down to 58%, we're 60 now, so, and I'm thinking of moving that one a little bit further over here. So, because the sunlight, see how I have to keep moving it down, see how the sunlight comes through here. Let's take it down, see how it comes through. And I've even today put the Dendrobium, this one here, I can bring you back up a little bit now, this one here, the Thyssiflorum, I've put that there now, because the Dendrobiums do need this highlight, and likewise of course, can you see that? Don't know whether you're seeing it. Let's put that on the window. Turn this one around. This is, no you can't dance it. And so this is the Walkeriana, and that just gets absolutely full maximum sun, that does there. And this is where the Thyssiflorum is going to go. So can you see how much sun we're getting here? It's really warm, 22.9, and can you see that's where I've put, let's take it down a fraction, back up. That's where I've put the chrysotoxum. And now would my little allow me to show you this. Bear with me a minute, I'll bring it back up. Even better light, there we go. This is my Dendrobium matrata. Now where was it? I'm looking above it, so excuse me while I try and find what I'm looking for. Oh, I don't want it to go darker, I want it to focus in and come lighter. Right, let's have a look. I noticed it last night. And where was it? Oh, there. Let me see. There. And that is the first of the new roots after it being mounted. You see how it's got a couple of leaves that are not brilliant, but now I know it's on here, and I'll be able to get that through the winter. So I'm really thrilled with that one. And let's take you up here because we've got the phalaenopsis opening, and I'm trying to remember. This must have taken me at least 3 years. And if I remember rightly, it's one from, I'm leaning my neck back, so that's why I'm talking funny. It's one from Tesco. So, sorry about that, I'm trying to lighten it up and not wobble. So, there we go. It'll probably be opening tomorrow. And then, so we've been busy in the garden, and it's a case of what comes first. Do the orchids come first, or does the garden? Right, here we go, I'm shaking again, folks. Now come on. See how the sun catches that Syncoriana Yucasuku story. You see, that's how it comes now. It's coming in now. It's above, and this is coming now from the west. Catching the little phylogeny there. Catching the, and it doesn't really like a lot of sun, this, the tetragonum and baby. So, there we go. And we come out of the sunlight and we're back over here. So I think that's chrysotoxum. Look at that big one there. How it comes out. It's a big cane, that one is. That of course is the Fred Clarkiara. Excuse me. And up there, here we go again, throwing you in the dark. Up there I've put those canes of the Dendrobium thistiflorum. I thought, well, how can I get that if it's got any, to waken up and give me some roots? So I thought I'll put it in the highlight, and hopefully now that'll be fine. And there we go. Just space things a little bit further out on the top there, and there we go. There's that shelf there, doing very nicely. And take you over this way, and then we're going to go on. I'm going to finish my coffee and have a sandwich. And then at some point later today, I'll check what didn't get watered yesterday, and then they'll be watered. Oh, and the frags are down there. Can you see them all? Usually I move this oscillating fan out of the way while I'm filming. And that's out of the Phalaenopsis there. So from me to you, take care. Bye-bye now.